This evening's live. I want to first start out by saying I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. It's with much respect and admiration, let's say, is the reason why I come on here every single day. Sometimes I do 2 lives a day, like today. This is our second live along with the short. The lives have taken over for the most part, me just doing a regular update video. I'd rather talk to the audience if at all possible and be in real time if I'm going to do a video. Sometimes I do an update video, but I find it more personable to just be able to talk to everybody if there's relevant questions and things like that. It's nice to talk to everybody and get input. We've had a few people call in live, and that's something that's always open. I just have to find the right conversation, so I need a starting point with the comment. And then if it makes sense, we'll see what happens. That is possible on this evening show. I wouldn't mind having a call in or two if it's possible, but we'll see what happens. As we see crypto, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they faltered a bit. They've recovered a little bit. XRP went all the way down. At one point, it was a pretty significant drop, but it made a lot of sense. And right now, where we're back testing, also makes a lot of sense. We came all the way down to that $2.69 area, which was perfectly back testing from this perspective. So it all made sense. All of this made a lot of sense. So this actually made a lot of sense what happened. Now we haven't seen a lot of volume on the bounce back, which is concerning, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens going forward. Because we did have a breakdown with this WEEX, so now it's possible that now we might be putting in a bear flag, or after it finishes off whatever this is with no volume, it comes back down and it fills out that exhaustion wick a little bit more into the future. It seems like if we can do this properly, we could, in fact, have a nice breakout mid-November. If we have one earlier, it's probably going to be a problem. But if we want to maximize on this, we still need to come down farther. That's just my opinion. We're too overbought right now, especially on Ethereum, which is the gatekeeper for this next phase. I think Ethereum's telling us everything we need to know. When you look into the weekly, it's so overbought right now. It's pretty remarkable that it's that overbought with how far it's come down in the stochastic to still be that overbought. So to me, that's still an outlying problem. And right now it's down 15% from the top. At one point it was down about 19% from the top. So there is still room to go down here. This short term up today, we were expecting it this morning. I think it was at 282 this morning, but we were expecting the push up to either 289, maybe even come back up to the top of the pattern that it's broken back down within, depending on chart you look at. This one's trying to get back up. This one it fell back inside of. Oh, no. This is the back test on over the top. And this one it got firmly back inside of. So just from the micro, it's confusing, but there's a lot of ways to look at this. So now we have to watch this layer by layer and see if we can get through here. Ultimately, we need to get through $2. I can't even stress it enough. We need to push through that $2.98 mark. Get out of this range. But before we can even do that, this is why it gets tricky the more resistance you put in your way. Because now we've got to get above $2.89 first. Because depending on the way you look at the chart and what chart and how you look at it, we could be on the backside right now looking for a validation of a breakdown. So first we got to get past 289 and then 298. So we got a lot to look at. It's awesome though. On the other part of this equation, we have gold up $62 on the day. It's flipped now at 6 o'clock, so it doesn't look like it, but gold was up $62. Silver for it's back over. I was going to say for a brief moment, but it's over $44 again. Haven't seen it at that price many times in my lifetime. First Majestic, which is AG, was up 14%. Oh, it ended up 14.3. I said 13, my bad. But up better than 14% on the day, and I was very happy to see Silver Corp because that was one that I brought late to the party. Mrs. Stott asked me one day not too long ago, if you didn't buy or if I haven't bought into mining stocks, which one do you think is the best value right now? And because of the exact time she asked me, I said Silver Corp. And fortunately, from the time she asked me, it was around $4.50 or so. And it's gone up pretty substantially, so I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, we've had some good stuff happen in miners. B2 Gold continues to pay dividends, up 6% on the day, breaks over $4.76 now. Barrick Gold was up another 7.1%, breaks above 35 cents or $35. It's crazy to see it that high. As it's just as crazy to see Pan American Silver continue to push up another 2.5%, sitting at $37.37. Fortuna Silver Mines was up 4.29%, continues to chug along up to $8.51. Hecla Mina added another 2.46%, now over $11 once again at $11.23. It's been a long time since we've seen these numbers. Silver Corp, as we set up 17.27%, pushes past a very key resistance at $6. Pretty much opens up the door to a straight shot to $7 or $8. You know, you might have a back test at 6 or so, but it's a pretty straight shot there if this holds. Dolly Varden pushed up another 5.92%, up about 7% on Friday as well, or 9%. So it's up about good 13 to 15% here in the last couple days. So I'm very happy to see that sector starting to put on some gains, significant gains at that in the last few months. LAS was down a few percent, nothing major. The US dollar is still struggling big time here. It just can't get over that 97.5 cents now. It's pretty interesting that that's becoming a line in the sand now. So that's just showing you how weak the US dollar actually is here. It's a pretty remarkable thing. Across crypto, we had some pretty significant drops here. We had the total crypto market cap, which is every single cryptocurrency, down 3.18%, losing 126 billion, down to 3.836 trillion. The total three, which it excludes, you take out Bitcoin and Ethereum, was down 4.04%, dropped 45.6 billion off its market cap, down to 1.083 trillion. Others is everything outside the top 10 cryptos, was down 4.86%, or 15.64 billion, or better, it dropped it down to 302.699 billion. Algo lost 7.55% on the day, now sitting just over 21 cents. IOTA was down just over 7%, sitting just above 17 cents. A remarkable spot there. Ethereum lost another 5.61%, or $250 roughly, down to 4,193. Could be seeking out just over 3,500 if this continues. Bitcoin shreds 2.12%, or more than $2,439 in nominal terms. Hits 112,853. The XRP market cap dices a little bit and drops down here with a little bit of a slice up, dropping 3.85%, or shredding 6.85 billion off of its total market cap, down to 170.807. Healthy, respectable billion in the XRP market cap. The XRP Bitcoin bearing dropped 1.82% today, drops down to the 0.00002532. Losing a little bit of steam, but nothing major at all. XRP, as we see as a whole, down 3.89%, or dropping 11.5 cents on the day. Or for you who own 10,000 tokens, we diced down $1,179 of our portfolio today, but that's okay. It is what it is, down to $2.85. XLM dropped 2.98% to 36.8 cents. It once again fails to get over that 40 cent level and hold. XDC fared okay, but it got rejected very hard in the last day and a half or so at 8 cents and said, not so fast, we're still a little overvalued here. Don't care what shitty exchange I get listed to. Down 1.88% on the day to 7.59 cents. VeChain gets hammered, down 5.72%, back down below that 2.3 cent area. HBAR continues to stumble, down 5.4% to 22.1 cents. We've got XRP Healthcare barely hanging on by a fingernail over that 4 cent mark at 4.1 cents, dropping 5.95% on the day. Epic's down 4.28% on the day, dropping, barely hanging on to $1.90. Axelar back over 30 cents, barely, as it's lost 5.25% to 30.49 cents. One thing I used to miss is going through these. So I'm going to do this again, go through the tokens like this. Bam! It's getting kicked in the nuts here, down 10.71% amongst the day's hardest defeats. Sitting at just 65 cents now, massively oversold and getting into a much more oversold area. We'll touch base on that shortly. Den just gets annihilated, down 9% on the day. It's sitting at the 0.000668 level. XYO down 3.09%, sitting at the 0097 level again. Crypto.com tokens barely hanging on by its ball hair here at 21 cents. Faltered below 20 cents for a brief moment, down 3.12%. And that Trump enthusiasm and the announcement that he made about CRO, shortly fading interest now after the public gets in as usual. So, good evening. 6:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, September 22nd, 2025, the 222 day. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. If you survive that long, hardy intro, you deserve to be here. If you left, we don't even know. We don't even know. We'll never get to know you, and that's a shame. Make sure to hit that like button so that we get new people in here, because it's inevitable that some will leave. They'll hear me talk and say, oh boy, goodbye. So we're going to need new people to replicate the ones that leave. Kind of like, well, we're not going to get into some of the other conspiracy stuff. Well, let's just replicate the lost souls that leave. So XRP, let's see what conundrum we're in now. So XRP, we put ourselves in quite the scenario here because we fell into the area we did. It still seems more than plausible in the 4-hourly. We come up here to that $2.93 area, maybe even as high as $2.98, and it makes sense even. Like when I look at it, it makes sense because $2.89 is going to be that square test here. I mean, I don't see any way around it. I don't see any way around it. So I think $2.89 is the next step. Then if we get above there, we can start talking higher. But until we get to $2.89, I don't need to talk about much more. Once you get past there, you're going to start talking about that $2.98 area. Once you get past there, you're going to talk about the $3.06 area. Once it gets past there, we're going to talk about the $3.30, but not before we can get past 316 to 18 range. As you've seen, it got kicked and punched a square in the face to the tune of like getting hit by Mike Tyson and falling down the stairs, because here we are at $2.85 again. It's like, man, I thought we were walking up the stairs, and then all of a sudden we slid right back down. We didn't even get to walk. We folded over. So, you know, it's not bad. This is what needed to happen. You know, it is what it is. If you can stomach this market now, you definitely you deserve the rewards that are to come. So it's going to be a pretty nice time. It's going to be a pretty nice time. I think so. To the 45 of you out of 72, hit that like button. Thank you so much. You're a huge blessing. To the ones who didn't, come on, do your job. It's a simple job. If it shows up, I know on some of yours it won't show up. Today my like button shows up, so I hit the like button. I even hit the like button. Good evening, Mark Casson, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year at the I Told You So Bad with UK Phil. Moza here, good evening so much as well. You're also in Tom's Army for over 1 year. I apologize with the I Told You So Bad. Thank you to the three of you. It's the I Told You So Bad, exactly. G Stott, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 4 years. 4 years putting up with this nonsense. With the XRP Phoenix badge. What an honor. What an honor and a privilege it is to bring you this for 4 years. 4 years. Plus, it's crazy it's been that long already. Like yesterday, I first came on like an asshole. Gray Paul, welcome in. Big Dog, good evening, along with Shane and Michael. Thank you for being in town for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. Mr. Tolly, good evening. And thank you for tuning in, my friend. Hopefully everything's going swell. Based on the last episode I seen with you in South Park, it didn't look so well. So, Here's to getting out of that predicament. Frankie Fresh, good evening, and thanks for being in town over 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. True, good evening, my friend. My homie's in the audience tonight. He's been through the wars with us. Did a fine job through the charts, too. Helped lead us in the right direction in the bear market. Jerry Clark, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years. 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Holy tamales. Mrs. Stott, welcome in. Mr. and Mrs. G. Stott are here. So, Mrs. Stott, how were you feeling today about, remember not too long ago you asked me, Tom, if you didn't buy a mining stock, which one would you buy? And I said, well, this wasn't the first on my list, but this is one that I have recently purchased, and it was Silver Court Metals. And I believe you bought it, and it was around probably $450 or $475 when you made that beautiful, fantastic, awe-inspiring purchase now from where we're at. So I think that's, I think you're probably feeling pretty good today, because I am. Feeling pretty good? Set Apart Spirit, good evening. Gray Paul, welcome in. Crypto Cooter, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor, and also a very trusted bot in here in the Telegram. John Bugathorpe, good evening, my friend. Good to see you in here. Jay for Mix, good evening. Alex Carbonelli, welcome, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your 2nd month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Let's see. I say I went through so many now that I think I'm catching up. Let's see. Juan Canoli's welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your 2nd month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Amanda, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Bob Burtner, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. I love that badge because I get to say I told you so. Frankie, I'm growing some pumpkins for you now. Look at that. Look at that, because we know when the pumpkins start to coming out, we know something good's on the horizon. It doesn't mean we're there yet, but we're close. True said, lost my job and had to sell out, but I still love my neighbors and want y'all to win real talk. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, True. Well, at least you were able to put yourself in a position with some strategic buys to where you were able to turn it into something and put it into use. We pray that your job hunt is going to go good. I know how that can be. That's a pain. That's especially in this time. But I believe, I have faith in you. I have faith in you that you'll succeed. Not an easy time. I have a fear that that's going to happen more and more and more. But I think at the end of this year, something big happens that changes everything. I think you guys all know this little thing that they say is coming towards Earth. This little, what do we call it? Well, how do I say it, Julie, without getting banned? This object that is falling from the sky, and, you know, they're coming out and saying that, oh, it's a meteor or whatever, but we all know what it is. It's PROJECT BLUE beam. What does that spell? What does that spell? Don't say it. It's Project BB. You know how in next Friday they say did it? This is BB. It's Project BB. If you type in Project BB, nothing will come up. But if you understand my favorite color is blue, and a laser shoots a beam, I think we can understand what kind of project I'm doing in school. So Project BB. What is the analysis? My favorite color is blue. A laser shoots a beam, and at school we have projects.
And nothing is going to happen.
And nothing is going to happen, like Julie said. And I'm just some dummy who likes Michigan football and basketball. So I think everything's changing. I do. Trump came out about autism today too, so you know, I don't necessarily agree that it was the Tylenol's fault, but I'm sure that's something. Who knows? I highly do. It bothers me that Now Tylenol takes the rap for the shit. When there's so much other stuff. Am I wrong for that? If it was the Tylenol, don't you think it would have been a lot worse based on the fact all of our parents and everybody before them? I mean, I can't say it, Shane. He spoke to blah, blah, blah. I can't say it. How can I say it? It rhymes with Maxine. Maxine went to the store. So, Shane, yes, it was the Maxines.
You're gonna get picked up.
Mr. Tally. Yes, the Mountain Dews. But I agree with you. It could have been some kind of, like you want energy for the gym. I know. Exactly, Lori, it is not. Oh. Oh, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I can't say that either, Crypto Cooter. I might get in trouble. It's a good thing I don't show your guys' comments on my screen anymore. Thank God. The little green man. Did you see what she stopped? But I love it. This is why you have to do lives. I called this with Little Green Men as the CB. I love it. I love it. Oh, it's too much. Rhymes with blue teeth. See, you guys know. We're amongst our friends here. We're amongst our friends here. So why did crypto drop, you say? Crypto dropped because they keep... You know why crypto dropped? They're not printing enough damn money is why. I'm sorry, but the only way crypto can pump, they got to print some damn money, okay? Dropping rates at a quarter basis points, like I said, is a nightmare. String us up like a bunch of puppets and then cut the string right when we're in the middle of our dance. What's going to happen? We come crashing down. We got no strings being pulled now. We need to get outside the strings. I like these kind of lives better, Julie. The hell with it. I like these lives better.
Until you get in trouble and you get
Well, right now I have no warnings on my account. It expired at the end of last month, so we're cooking now. We get one warning, and then I have to take some stupid training class. So let's not go there. I've already had to do 6 of those this year. I'm sick of them. I am 6 in this calendar. I only had to do 1 the first 4. 6 the last 6 months. Or 5. Not good. Not good. Anyhow. Well, what can we say about crypto? We need them to print. We need quantitative easing. How much do we need easing? Well, I don't want to make any bad comparisons, because I might offend somebody. So, how likely is it that a cop needs a donut? That's how likely we need quantitative easing. If you're a cop in the audience, let's have some humor. How likely is it? It's just as likely that, there's a lot of things I can say, Julie, but I'd be on thin ice. So I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. How low will Bitcoin go in the bear market? Well, we're in a bear market. And most of our stuff, we're in a bear market, folks. How many times do I have to say it? The altcoins are in a bear market. Even our beloved XRP is in a bear market. We just have to accept we're in bear markets. Do we understand now that we're in a bear market in crypto until we go into alt season? Even our beloved XRP is in a bear market. God, this is what I always get. One person said this, and I'm not saying the Lord's name in vain, but all he comments is, God damn it, Tom. How come every time the price goes up, you say we're in a bear market? It's like, dude, it's not every time the price goes up. But when we've gone up to $3.64 in July, and maybe we're not in full bear market territory for XRP at this moment, but we're starting over 20%. We're firmly out of correction territory. We're in that area between uh-oh and oh boy. So oh boy is still in correction, in the correction slash It's kind of like when you die and you go into purgatory. So my recollection of purgatory is when I was before I was 10, and yes, how could you have purgatory? I'd fall asleep at night, and I'd feel like I was asleep forever, and it would just be pitch black. I'd be sitting there in pitch black, like I was in a grave. And it was like, it was just going on forever, and I would be so afraid to go to sleep, and I'd wake up, and I'd go, Mom, I was in purgatory, and shit. I remember the first, how do you know what purgatory is? It's like, I don't know. It's just, I know I'm in purgatory. This is purgatory. And for some reason, when I was first born, before I was even 10, I must have done something so bad in my past life that I started in purgatory. So I don't know what it is, but something tells me in a past life, maybe I took the wisdom that I have in this life, and maybe I took advantage of people for an easy living. I don't know exactly what it was, but for some reason, I was in purgatory when I was a kid in my dreams. And I swear to you, I would feel like I was there for hundreds of years. So I feel like I've lived for a long time. Like a long time. It was so weird. And my mom's like, what do you mean you're dreaming of black? I'm like, I'm sitting there in black. I don't know. I go to sleep, and once I'm conscious or I realize what's going on, I'm sitting in black. I never move. Nothing ever appears. And I'm just sitting there with myself. So, you know. Yes, limbo, indeed, true. I mean, that's exactly what it was, too. I don't know why. And I've had somebody said the magic word. I can't say it. It's the PBB. Project BB. Project BB. Yeah, basically, it's our alien friends are going to visit, but they're going to be in maybe a holographic form, let's just say. And then what's going to happen is all of the citizens, I'm telling you, I've been predicting this for over 3 decades almost. All the citizens are going to run, help, help, government, please, please help us, oh my God. And we're all going to get down on our knees and say, God help us. No, God can't help us, government help us, please. And they're going to come in like the saviors, and then we're going to have universal income, and we're going to have digital system. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. But I didn't say it. You said it. But that's the truth. Let's see. The only void I've been in was in Destiny. Right, Julie? Oh, you already know that, Julie. I love you too, Julie. Remember, the greatest thing that was ever said with how it can hit you and cut you and play and just make you understand was what Mike Tyson said out of all people. When you're favored by God, you're favored by the devil. He said that in the 90s. I don't even know how young I was. I was probably in my early teens. It's always stuck with me. So I repeat it every chance I get. When you're favored by God, you're favored by the devil. Think of your own personal circumstance. You don't have to be in the spotlight like I am, and I don't even consider myself really in the spotlight, but suppose when you have 47,000 people following you, you're somewhat in the spotlight. It's a lot of people. But that means, like, if you have the understanding, now, this is the thing. God is going to lead you on the path of unity, self-righteousness, to where you can actually help others. You don't want to do it in a way where your self-righteousness is going to leave everybody else out. But having a self-righteous moment where you're like, okay, I understand this, and yes, I could swindle my fellow man and woman out of this, but I'm going to take this knowledge to pass it on to the next person so that they can pass on to the next person. And soon, it's going to circulate back. And it's a circular motion. When you do good, good starts to find you. It's almost like a pendulum. Once you get the pendulum swinging in that favor of good, like right now we have the pendulum for crypto swinging in the favor of a bull flag, so we're going to 298. But if that pendulum stops swinging at 289, it could invalidate this. But right now, the pendulum's more bullish. It's trying to swing towards 298, right? We're swinging. We're swinging. We're swinging. Just like with positivity, when you do good, good starts to swing in the pendulum. You do bad, you start to invite that. Oh, yeah, you see that easy money? I scammed Rick out of it, that dumbass. Oh, I sold Sam this TV for $300 knowing that it's going to last a month and he's out of his luck. Or I sold this asshole a car and at least it's not my problem now, right? that the biggest sin in the Bible, from what I've heard and even my own understanding, the biggest sin you can make is take advantage of somebody who can't defend themselves, a very poor person, or somebody who just doesn't have the basic understanding. That's why if you're an older guy in my audience and you're taking advantage of an 18 or 19-year-old, yes, it's legal, but they're not mature enough, so don't groom them. Just like if you're a step parent or a father figure or a mother or a stepmom, don't be that's a big sin. You don't want to be grooming. Just like in the same breath, you don't want to be stealing by scamming. You don't want to be in an industry where you can legitimately, and if this is how you make a dollar, well, some money's blood money and you got to get away from that business. Hi, I'm here to sell you whole life insurance. If that's you, you're a scumbag and you got to get out of that industry. That's just the way it goes. That's how it goes. So it's all about our own inner strength. And like, some people are like, well, Tom, why do you work out 5 days a week? Why do you fast? Well, I fast 16 hours a day for self-discipline. It's self-discipline. I'm disciplined. I work out 5 days a week. I'm disciplined. And that might not save me. Like, I have certain conditions that will always bother me. Broke my back, all this stuff. For whatever reason, I get like lymphoma and stuff like that you can either, I've had a couple that cut them out or they stay, but it's not good to take them out there. But there's a whole bunch of things. Like, some of us hate boils, but we're susceptible. Some of us don't have hair. Some of us can't. Like, I can't see out of my left eye. So there's all this other stuff that we can be affected with that you would never know. You would never know. But at the end of the day, what we can do is we can try to give our bodies, our mind, our soul the best way to succeed. And the way I know how is discipline. Through finance, through health, through all unity, all of it. Well, on a lot of life insurance policies, you're paying for the first 3 years, and you're paying a commission. So I mean, if you tell me, and on most of them, upon death, I mean, there's a lot. I'm not telling you it's a scam, but I'm telling you, come on now. Hey now. But yeah, I am not a life insurance agent, nor do I claim to be. I'm just telling you what I think. Nor am I a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. So what do I know? But no. It's just like I think a financial advisor is a scam, but most of you will say, well, you're wrong. And I'll say, well, that's fine, but I'll fight you to the death that it's not needed. Sure, everybody understands the FANG stocks, but you can't take it yourself and invest in Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Google, Netflix, Alphabet. You can't do this yourself. I think you can. Anyhow, let's get back on track. How long has this been? 33 minutes of going down some weird path today, I tell you what. I'd say XRP is a new form of life insurance, all I can afford. Well, I'd rather you say that silver's a new form of life insurance and you've been buying it from $16. But, that's just me. I like money. Some people are like, I heard somebody say in a video and it was funny. Who was it? Because somebody I like to watch. He's like, oh, it might have been Dave Williams. He's like, these preppers, because they were calling him, I think they were pissing him off. And they're like, all you preppers call and you talk about this and that. And at the very end, he just basically lumps gold in with it. You even think gold's good, but I'll tell you what, in the time of all this bullshit, no one's going to be using gold. And it was just funny the way he said it, but it's like I'm not talking about the time of doom. In the time of doom, nobody gives a rat's ass about crypto and a lot of other things. Like, we're screwed anyhow, Mr. Ramsey. Your mutual funds, we couldn't even wipe our asses with in that kind of a time, so we get it. But the point is it's sound money. So, like, what I do is when I take profits out of crypto, I put it into gold and silver. And sometimes it's the actual metal, but once it got over 2,000 for gold and over 26 for silver, I wanted to only put it in the mining stocks. So that's what I've done. But that's how I like to store my value. Crypto, I love it. Like, I love crypto. I've been doing this every single day with all of you since March 24th of 2021. And I'll continue to do it as long as God allows me to, through sickness and health, as long as I can physically breathe and get up and do this. Because it's a goal. But, you know, sometimes we need laughter, and I could do a dirty joke or I could do a clean joke. You know, I could do a cleaner joke. You know, so a whole bunch of families are sitting at the church, and the pastor comes on and says, "I'd like to do a little case study with my audience." And I'm just making this up as I go along. It's something somebody said a long time ago, but I put my own spin on it. But we're going to do a little study here. Who in the audience, if you're controlled by your wife, move to the left? Well, everybody in the church slides to the left except one person. Well, to the pastor's shock and horror, he says, "Oh my God, thank you God that we have one man who is willing to sit here. And can I ask you a question, sir? What made you stay there, and what gives you the strength to not be controlled by your wife? Why are you sitting there still?" "Well, pastor, because my wife told me to stay here." And then you can smile. See, you smile instead of knowing that the market's getting crushed. You smile. Happy, like Julie said, happy. Mm-hmm. Right. So, there's a dirty joke too, but Julie told me I probably shouldn't tell that joke on the air. It's a dirty joke. Julie laughed at it though, so it still bangs after. I used to tell it in middle school and high school, and people still laugh at it. Which is funny because it's a ridiculously stupid joke. Where are we at? Let's see. So we had a customer go to jail for buying people's life insurance payout and giving his client a little less than the payout would be so they could enjoy it before they died. His jack got sold when he went to jail. Oh, that's horrible. That's a big time problem with it. How you guys want to hear it? Joey, they want to hear the dirty joke. Are you sure? Okay. I mean, there's ladies in the audience, but... So, 3 guys, they go out on vacation. Unfortunately, when they go to do a room, they have to get a hotel room, so they all decide to share, and it's only got one bed. They're all fucking tired. They go lay in the bed, blah, blah, blah. And they all fall asleep. They wake up, and the guy on the left's like, "Man, I had a dream someone was yanking on my schlinker." And the guy on the right says, "Man, I also had a dream that somebody was yanking on my Jiminy Cricket." And the guy in the middle goes, "Well, I had a dream that I was skiing last night." So, I tried to keep it as clean as I could. So, think about that. I've never quite said it with those names, but oh, people used to laugh so hard, especially in high school and middle school when I would say that joke, especially when you can do the expression. So if you're just tuning in, you're probably walking right out the door. It's so funny and stupid that it's funny. Kryptonian, welcome. Thanks for reading Tom's Arms for over 1 year with the "I told you so" badge. I like the. How can we even be serious at this point? I'm just surprised there's 83 people here still. It's awesome. Dan Marginal, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Zone for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. Anthony Venegas, welcome in. When we look at Ethereum, the biggest thing right now is we got over this 4,185. If we can get over here, now we should push up here. I really think Ethereum really needs to come up to like this 43.58 area. I do. don't you feel like Ethereum, now that it got over this channel and it's using that support with this little flag, because this little bull flag here, I think Ethereum should come up here to about 43.60. What do we think? Should be a turnaround Tuesday. Turnaround Tuesday. Do we take a trade? Try to make some easy money. Probably piss it away. And give it back Thursdays. Or Fridays when they kick us in the doo. So I think Ethereum's probably got that working for it. Just like Bitcoin probably got working a move probably up to here. So oversold in the 4 hourly. Oh, Ethereum needs 3,500, but it's got to get rejected here. Testicular Tuesdays are back. Could be. Could be. I just feel like this is where it would be baked in the 4 hourly to have this reversal. And then if it gets rejected as it comes up, then we can have that melt back down to the exhaustion wick and beyond. Just like with Ethereum. I think before we can come back down here in back test, there's the bottom of the channel. But ultimately come back down into this range. I think before we can come down here, we'd probably come back up here just to make sure that we don't get kicked in the dick here really quickly. Because if we can get past here, we need to at least retest this area. So if we just come up to there, because we're going to have to exhaust this 4 hourly. There is no doubt about it. So that's a 4.3. Anywhere between a 4.3 and 6.7% move. So do not leverage trade this market and go short right now or long unless you want to get kicked in the nuts. If you want to take a shot, well, I gave you some numbers, but still, don't be stupid. Doesn't matter how much you know. What if they just sell it out here? Sometimes it looks good and it goes the other way for a little bit. That's why leverage trading is dangerous. And then even if you survive something, look at how much the maker taker, or at least the taker fee is when it's a volatile market, when you have a leverage trade open. It gets pretty interesting, the fees they start charging. Good thing about BitUnix and WEEX, they're minimal from what I've seen. BitUnix is where I still like to use for everything, if I can, but you can't keep money there. So on WEEX, at least where I live, it's okay for now. But, you know, I'm still going to use BitUnix and send money over there if I want to do something. Shane, my best guess, if we're going to retest, we should come up to at least, with what I'm seeing, this area. At minimum. Which, in the case we're in right now, because of the way it's set up, it should find its way. Maybe not to 298. I might have been overzealous. I would say probably 295 is more accurate. Somewhere 294 and 295. Everyone has hit the like button. Isn't that crazy? 81 and 81. I love it. It's amazing. It's incredible. I'm glad we were able to do this second live together. I am. I'm glad we were able to spend a little more time together, everybody. You made my day. But yeah, that's what I see. It looks like a 295 retest is on the table. It filled the support structure, so now we should come up. Not just because that's the resistance area, but because that's where the death cross came through. You know, we want to, we like to retest those areas. So, you know, that's what we're dealing with right now. Yeah, the stochastic in the 4 hourly is putting in, like you said, it's putting in a bullish reversal here in the 4 hourly. But, you know, we're going to end up getting caught up in other time frames. Maybe not so much with XRP. But like with Ethereum, the weekly is going to end up catching us here soon. But like the daily, the 4 hourly is pushing through. And I think we're about to push into a bullish push here for the immediate short term. After we get up and retest these drop points, it's anybody's guess. But this is where you can get a lot of people going short. And then when we flip at 8 o'clock, all of a sudden, we start to have this little reversal here. And we kind of par some of our losses. But really, it's just a back test of the drop point. So that's where we're at right now, in my opinion. So You know, that's what I think is going to happen. Any update on eventual lives of the website? Yes, it's still a big plan. I'm trying to incorporate a few things in the YouTube real quick. That's why I haven't talked as much about the XRPFutureMillionaire.com, because I'm trying to incorporate almost like a call-in section, call-in feature. Is there anybody in the audience right now that has anything they would like to discuss? I'd love to hear about it in the comments right now. Let's switch gears real quick. We're 45 minutes in. It's the exact time we would have to switch over to something like this. It's been a great day today, Mrs. Stott. Up 17% today on silver court metals. Finally broke out of that $6 level. Got over this perfect pattern formation that it's been stuck in since, and it's been a while. It's been stuck in this since 2012. And now the technical target, and yeah, there can be a back test, so we'll see what happens. It could be a fake out. But if it's not a fake out, the technical target out of a breakout here, and we'll put it over here for some grace in case it back test, is $11.41, Mrs. Stott. That would be phenomenal. And I was able to pick up 1,000 shares at somewhere around $4.75 on average. So I'm very happy. No, it might have been cheaper. No, it might have been about there. It might be about there. Because, yeah, one was down farther, but the other one was definitely, because one was purchased down. Man, it was cheaper. It definitely was cheaper. I don't know. Whatever it was, it's not real important to me. I'm more worried about how many shares I have at this point rather than my average price. I know when I looked at it today, I was up 6,000 something in miners alone. It's crazy. It's like 6 point something percent. That portfolio is just growing like a son of a bitch. It's killing it. So yeah, Mrs. Stott, $11.33 is where we would be. Band validation point, Mr. Stott. Band down 10.8%. It's going to have some kind of push out here. The weekly's back into a medium range. This is technically an area where it could, based on other time frames, we could see a little bit of movement. 4 hourly's just getting killed right now. I mean, crushed. So what we're going to look at here is to see if we get a rejection. I was pretty convinced that at some point band was going to find itself here by sometime in October before we get into that November rally, somewhere around 57 cents. So am I surprised by this? Absolutely not. I just didn't know if it'd be on the top side or if we'd get back in the pattern. Right now we're back within. So I think that's what it's trying to do. I think we're going to get stuck here for a little bit. Now it may not come all the way down here, but at least it hit this area below 66 now, which is important. That drop was important. So, cleared out a lot in the 4 hourly. There's no doubt in my mind that this is going to have a volatile reversal here at some point. And then it's going to end up, you know, but I don't know. It could come all the way. But here's the thing. If the market just falls through at the end of the flip and it doesn't go up, this is the problem with leverage. If it decides to go down, we could technically come down to 58.4 before having to come up. And then instead of it being 66, let's just say it comes down here and we hit 58.4 cents, right? It goes right through now. There's no follow through. Then on the back test, it could be 65, but you're talking about a pull down to 58 first. That's a big swing if you're in a leverage trade. Huge. God forbid this is a huge bear flag and this falls down to like the 40s and 30s. You know, it's a very dangerous game right now to be playing. If you haven't bought in yet, just wait. Be patient. Keep saying it day after day. Are there any good buys right now? The fucking miners have been the good buys. The miners. The goddamn miners. But nobody listens. The miners. I've been saying the same thing for 9 months. That's why I get so frustrated. Remember this video? Where's this at? I know it's up here somewhere. Where's XRP Future Millionaires video? Now it's not going to show it today? Ah, whatever. I know, I'm trying to talk a little bit louder to wake him up. See? XRP, why I sold 75% of my crypto and turned focus to gold and silver. And in that we talked very specifically about the mining stocks. Mining stocks. XRP Future Millionaire. And look where crypto's gone since January. And look where miners have gone. Ching, 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 ching since January. It's not just about crypto. I always tell people, don't just judge me on my crypto. Judge me on everything else as well. I mean, it's true. I think there's a lot of people that don't understand the miners. Mining stocks, fire, blah, 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 blah. We could go back forever. Mining stocks, surge, golden opportunity, blah, blah, blah. But that was for crypto too. Because we're going into a golden opportunity. I love mining stocks. Gold, silver, miners. It's the silent bull market of all bull markets right now. Silent. Look at it. I'm talking about it. 58 people are here. I'm gonna call it a day here because I gotta go help Julie. But oh, you should have heard me. I was getting ridiculed when I put that video out. If you watch that video about the mining video and how I sold 70, people got pissed. Oh, they got pissed. That's why I don't get as many viewers to this day in the lives. Because I was flipping around. People were so mad. And think about it. You know, and then when, like Mr. Stott said, interest rates go down, price goes up for miner or gold and silver. Quantitative easing, dollar gets devalued, gold and silver goes up. This is not like before. This is like not like 21. So all these things that have been stuck in 40-year consolidations and the miners and gold and they're going to go ballistic. 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 I'm already struggling when I start to see that a 6% move is over $6,000 now. Like a 6% move for me used to be like $60 when I first started. So it's pretty interesting. Be blessed, everybody. I'm going to go think about this. It pains my heart that only 58 of you stuck around while I talk about all this very important